Sculpting Varangian Guard miniature. In this video, we will make a shield. I'm Igor, also known as Brother Vinni. I have 15 years of experience in traditional sculpting. If you have some questions or you want to communicate with me, welcome to comments. Okay, let's start. Now we are going to make a shield. So for parts, flat parts like a shield, we should use some base. I recommend you to use a copper plate. Take a look, we can bend it over and make a beautiful shape of our future shield. I have bought this copper plate in a store for radio guys. I don't know what they do with this copper plate, but for sculpting, for us, it's very perfect. It's another tool that I have made by myself. Actually, the shape is absolutely the same. I don't know how it's called. It's some kind of spear shaped. One side is absolutely flat, and another side is much more round. But it's bigger. I use it for make bigger details, bigger parts, and also I use my fingers, as you can see. By the way, for the shield, I use not Fimo. I use another polymer clay. It called Super Sculpting. Why? Because it's absolutely different with Fimo. Super Sculpting, it's just for baking, like a Fimo, but after baking, it's a little bit different. It's much more fragile. Fimo is like some kind of plastic, so you can cut it very easy. You can bend it over a little, and these things don't work with super sculpting because it much more like a clay, like a natural clay. It's can be very good processed with sandpaper, for example, but it's very fragile. I use it for shield because it will not bend it over while baking. It's very important because the shape of our shield should be perfect. Okay, it was baked now, and we should finalize the surface with sandpaper. It's very easy with Super Sculpey, and it will look very smooth. Let's control thickness, and slowly we make our shape much more perfect. After sandpapering, we should lubricate it with the same olive oil to make next future details. Now we are going to make an edge of our shield. At this moment, it's a Fimo again. Its contact with Super Sculpey very good. It's not a problem to mix these clays in our figure, make some parts of one and some parts of another one. So let's make a basic shape, basic volume, and then we will cut out piece by piece slowly to make this edge very thin and graceful. Now it's becoming smaller and smaller and much more beautiful, as you can see. By my taste, it's very important to make this edge very thin and graceful, because if it will be thick, the shield will look very rough. I don't like when shields look rough. Okay, let's control side view, and as usual, our final step, smoothing with brush and olive oil. Okay, now let's separate it from the copper plate and fix a little bit the edge with sandpaper. Of course, it's another sandpaper, not so rough like we have used before. Okay, now let's take a drill. It's one sharp one. About a drill, I use a brand called Proxon, and I really recommend it. I use it more than 15 years. The one tool, this I have bought 15 years before, and I am absolutely satisfied. I recommend. Now we are going to make a inner side of our shield. It should has a wooden texture, and at this moment it's much more easy for me to engrave it using drill than sculpt. So I take the sharp drill. It's a cylindrical shaped drill. It allows me to make some sharp notches. And so, like an engraver from old times, I just making this texture. Let's lubricate it with olive oil for making a better view and control our texture. Let's fix a little these edges. Now I'm going to make a hand that is holding this shield, and I will start with a pillow. In that time, under these great shields, there was a small pillow to protect a hand of the warrior who holds this shield. So first step is make this pillow, then I will bake it and carefully add a hand. It has a simple rectangular shape, and now let's add some small snitches at the edge of the pillow. Also some small crease to make it look more natural, and smooth with olive oil. Okay, ready? And now we are making a hand. As usual, first it was a base, then I have baked, and on this solid base it's very easy and pleasant to sculpt what we want. Now it's a fist and forearm. Later I will add belts that he holds. Let's start making belts. Actually, as you can see, Mainly, generally, I use only three tools. First, it's that you are watching now. It's my own stack I have made. Second is the model knife. It's a standard model knife with changeable blades. And the third one is the usual needle. Those belts should have very sharp edges to look very beautiful and to be easy for painting. I use a sharp knife to cut the sharp edges. Now let's make some small nails that hold these bells. Making fingers. Actually, if we sculpt a fist, it's not so complicated. Actually, it's very easy because all fingers are joined together. It's much more easier than to sculpt palm in other positions. But of course, you should very good know how the fist is look what is the shape of the fist, and in this case it will be very easy for you. Okay, let's make the belt smooth. Okay, now let's make that nails I have spoken before. For this I use my needle from syringe. This needle has the end cutted out, so now it has a O-shaped end. It's very good tool for making any nails or rivets. Absolutely the same way, let's make the second belt in the fist. The rivets and finalize the shape of the belt. Wonderful. Now this guy really holds the shield. Thank you for watching. Don't skip. We will continue making this miniature in our next video. If you have some questions, welcome to comment.